to the leading Indian team and now captaining KKR. How has this evaluation shaped your approach to the game and the leadership?
Good evening. First of all, it's good to be here. Coming to a question, I always feel really grateful, to getting to play cricket, what I love about, being passionate about this game. So I'm always grateful that I'm playing cricket. It's about the journey, and it started from Dombivli for me. I should travel 2 hours by train one way and then come back. So in my mind, it was always about representing my country, something, I always wanted to do something for my country. And, and as I said, when you do something for your country, you feel really satisfied. And for me, it's always about that. So I think I'm always grateful that, throughout the journey, I learned a lot. As I told you, I started from Dombivli, but there were many moments where, people helped me a lot. There were times I was struggling, but in my journey, teammates, my coaches, most importantly, my family was always there with me. So, as a cricketer, as a player, as a batsman, and also as a leader, it's always about for me, learning each and every day. But I'm really grateful for my journey. Whatever I am today, it's because of obviously the hard work, control the controllable things, and my parents' blessing. So it's been a wonderful journey, and still there are a few years to go. There's still cricket left in me. So for me, it's always about giving my best each and every day to this game, and try and get better as a cricketer and also as a person.
Thank you. But can you just share your moment, like the most important, with lot of anxiety moment is there when you have a pre-selection, when lot of challenges are there, the selection committee, the performance, and where the career, the life, it's like, the pilot in the war, fighting. Yeah. So that, can you just share about that kind of a moment, like what was your experience and how did you...
See, anxiety and nervousness was always there, and it's still there. Whenever there is a game, whenever I go on the field, that excitement, nervousness, anxiety is always there. It's always about, as I was telling you, acceptance. You got to accept that you will be nervous, you will be anxious. But as a player, I always believe on focusing on controllable things. Younger days, I remember I was going for my selection trials when I was 10 years old. I was going for under 14 trials, and I was really nervous. My father was with me that time. He was sitting alone in the corner, and I was nervous. I hardly faced 4 or 5 deliveries. In India, wherever you go for the selection trials, there are thousands of kids. And all the players, they will only get to bat 4 or 5 balls, and in those 4 or 5 deliveries, only one ball was hit middle of my bat. Other 4 balls I left it because it was wide. And then I told my father, I don't think so I will get selected, because I only faced 1 ball. But then he told me one thing which I just mentioned, that don't worry, if you get selected, it's okay. Even if you don't get selected, it's okay. You focus on the controllable things. If you love this game, if you're passionate about this game, you make sure each and every day you go out there and give your 100%. So see, as a cricketer, for me, it's always about having that right attitude when I go on the field, focusing on controllable things, which is working hard, try and get better each and every day, try and learn something or the other from all the players, and then give your best, and rest, everything else will follow automatically. So yes, you get nervous, you get anxious, but it's okay as long as you're focusing on the process and the goal which you have in your mind.
Excellent. Yeah, I was just reviewing your, by picks, and I read that you started the cricket at the age of 7. So, like, who was your mentor? Like, somebody who drove your vision into a reality, your struggle into a success. Like, who was the hand holding, or like, whom do you, always, everybody has some kind of, so who's that?
See, whatever today I am, it's because of my parents, and it's because of their sacrifices. I come from a very lower middle class family. My parents had to sacrifice a lot on a financial everything, their personal life as well. Even they wanted to, go on a holiday or on a summer vacation, but because of my cricket games or summer coaching camps, we couldn't go, or we couldn't afford to go anywhere else. But I think it's because of them I am here, whatever I am today. My first coach, Mr. Khatu, was really helpful as well. I remember an incident. I was 8 years old, 1 year into my coaching academy, and he had a photo with him. And then that time, मुझे इतना पता नहीं था कि वो फोटो में कौन है या मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. So he asked me, would you like to play with them one day? And I said yes. My spontaneous response was yes. And that photo was photo of Sachin Tendulkar and Vinod Kambli. And eventually I played with Sachin Tendulkar. I played one game with Vinod Kambli, but it was all about dreaming big for me. As I said, my father was always there with me, pushing me. I used to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, get ready, to catch a train at 4:30, 4:45 in the morning, and go to Azad Maidan for practice. Come back, practice again. So it was always about that. It was always about giving my best, and they pushed me. They were always behind me. They are still behind me, my parents. But again, it's always I'm always grateful for them, that whatever they have done for me. For me, it's always about now, whatever I am doing, it's for them and it's for my family.
Excellent. See, you started from, the scratch, with a very big struggle and with a lot of challenges. And with a lot of passion, playing cricket and becoming a cricketer. So there is a lot of risk, like in case, if you don't, or if you are unable to. So a lot of challenges are there in the family, a lot of pressures are there from the parents and all. So what was your thought like, because it's something different. One side and the other side is also completely different. So what was going on your mind or your parents' mind? Because these things must be, floundering in so many families, and they must be struggling within the family for their passion, So just...
Well, you are absolutely right. I think, there are many factors involved. One, I feel you got to be really lucky. There are 1.4 billion population in our country. Every kid wants to play cricket. Now again, there is IPL. Every parent, they want their kid, them to play IPL. So there's a lot of competition. But again, you got to take that risk. I always believed in that. For me, it was all about taking my chances, taking that risk. And obviously having that support from my family was really important. But one thing my father told me, that whatever you do in cricket, even if you do well, make sure you finish your graduation. So in case, if nothing happens in cricket, you are graduated and you'll get a job, decent job somewhere. But I remember when I was around 14 or 15, and that time I was playing with under-19s. And I kind of figured it out, and I kind of knew that, I can, if I work really hard, I will achieve, something for myself, something decent. And a journey actually began from there. Every day when I was waking up, there was a goal. I was trying to achieve that goal on that particular day. Come back home, see if I achieve that goal or not. And again, wake up in the morning and follow the same routine. So it was always about following that routine each and every day, every month, every year, and having that goal in my head was really important. But as you mentioned, it is really difficult. But my message for all the parents, if your kid is really talented, just back him. Don't pressurize him. Just leave him alone. Let him do what he wants to do. That's what my parents did. They don't come for any matches. They are never there. They always with me. They'll call me before the game, but they are not there for the matches. So they supported me a lot. They left me alone. They just told me to go out there and enjoy myself, play with freedom, play with love. And if you, my father told me, if you play for your country, make sure that you are always keep your country high and not yourself. Don't be selfish. Always think about the country. So that was always a thing in my head, and yeah, I'm here. I'm sitting here because of them.
Super. See, why I'm asking you this question, because we run a business and we also take a lot of risk with each and every project and all. And we always are in the dilemma of the fallback options, We invest, and like us, so many other people invest. And we also have a lot of anxiety, prior. So this was just related to a professional life vis-a-vis, when we talk from the business or the working life. So in your career, you have a lot of moments, good, tough, challenging and all. Which was your most, in the complete career till date, like, one of the event where it's unforgivable, where you had a lot of thoughts, challenges, anxiety. Can you just explain, and how do you handle it that?
No, there are few moments, obviously. I remember I was playing domestic cricket and I was not getting an opportunity to play international cricket. I scored 1,000 runs for 6 years continuously, and I was not getting picked. And as a player, as a human being, it is very natural to be sad or disappointed about why am I not getting an opportunity to play for my country. I'm doing whatever a player wants to do, that is scoring runs, and I was doing that. But then my coach, Mr. Praveen Amre sir, he called me and he said, this is not the time to sit at home or think about why am I not there. Come out of your house, and we will go and practice. As a cricketer, that's what you actually want to do. Go out on the field and keep doing your practice, keep working hard on your game. It is always about the time. Time will change. And that's what exactly happened. I was really disappointed for those 5-6 months. But again, we started our practice sessions, started to work hard more on my game, try and develop my different aspects of the game. And suddenly I got a call from BCCI that you are selected. So, and then that day I was actually thinking what I was going through 6 months back. So then I realized, it is always about being in the moment. Sometimes it's about the time. If you are just being patient, and if you have courage and you are good enough, you will be there eventually. So that one good moment, positive moment, I will tell you. Again, I was scoring runs in domestic cricket, but I scored against Australia A team when they came to Chandigarh before the test match, and 100 against England Lions. And yes, as a cricketer, I was scoring runs in the domestic cricket with all the domestic teams. But for me, the confidence actually came from when I scored 100 against England Lions and Australia team. That too in one session, 2 hours. One was 148 and another one was 110 not out. So that gave me a lot of confidence that I can actually go at the highest level and dominate. It was not only about playing, it was always about the domination. And those are the two different moments. One was, as I said, I was sad, disappointed for 5-6 months, and one moment which gave me a lot of confidence.
Thank you so much. As a captain, how you manage the cohesion and trust within the team, like so many challenges, expectation by the team, so many, like when we deal with 1 or 2 people in our organization, we feel a lot of challenges, their egos, managing, working as a team, everybody has their own thought process. So how do you manage, with under so much pressure, expectation, responsibility, and managing everybody in the same platform?
See, one thing I will tell you, for me, it's very clear. For me, it's always about the team. I want players who wants to play for the team. I always believe that, you play for what you have in front of your jersey, not the back. No back, generally you have your name or surname. You don't be selfish, you play for the team. So for me, it's always about that. There are different characters in the team, within the team. As a captain, as a leader of the team, you got to know each and every individual really well. I like to have one-on-one conversation. There are players who are going through different emotions. Some players are going through family issues, some are going through girlfriend issues or whatever. It's important to understand their problems as well, because as a captain, what you want from your player is giving their best for the team on that given day. So it's always about spending time with your teammates, getting to know them, and always you should understand how this particular player is behaving, or if someone wants to have that good conversation, positive conversation, it's important to have that conversation with him. But some of the guys, you need to give kick on their backside, and tell them, no, this is we want you to do, this is team wants you to do for everyone's benefit, you should do it. So again, you got to handle every individual differently, but for the same purpose, which is, again, for the team and winning the championships and everything. So my mantra is very simple, give freedom to my players, allow them to play their game, but at the same time, make sure everyone is on the same page and they are thinking about the team, not their personal performances.
Excellent. So, what is a leadership philosophy, both on ground, off ground, on the backstage, on the green room, So, as a leader, you are a captain. You have a lot of seniors also, who had been playing 4-5 years prior to you, maybe the past captains and all. So when you are a captain, you are the boss, and the responsibility as a team is like, handling everyone. So what kind of a philosophy, you generally adapt or,
See, as I told you, firstly, I like to give freedom to my players. But if there are senior players around with me, I like to take their opinions, but the call will be mine. I like to back my instincts. Most importantly, I'll give you an example. Australia series when we won in 2021 in Australia. There were many senior players were around me, and I wanted to give them that importance, that leadership role. Ashwin was there. To Ashwin, I gave a bowling captain role. Cheteshwar Pujara, I gave him a batting captain role. So I wanted to give them that role so that they will also feel that they are the important factor in our team. And then in the end, call is mine. As a captain and the leader of the team, it's always about that. So you give importance to your players, you give importance to your senior players, take opinions, whatever they want to share with you from team's point of view, but in the end, it's always your call, it's always what you think and what is best for the team. So that is the thing from leadership point of view. But you got to take everyone together, try and move ahead, and achieve that particular goal.
Excellent. So, in a cricketer, like what we know is everything is cricket. But apart from the cricket, what is your passion? What interests you? How do you de-stress yourself, in your personal life, with your families, So what is your second interest?
See, now I'm a father of 2 kids, so whenever I'm not playing cricket, I spend time with my family. When they are around with me during, when the matches are on, I like to spend time with them, with my kids, with my wife. But if they are not around, for me, music is my stress buster. I like to read. I love reading as well. If some good movies are going on, I try and go with my teammates and watch some movies. But apart from that, I try to spend as much time as possible with my kids and family, because 250 to 75 days in a year I'm traveling. I'm not at home. So whatever time I get with my family, with my kids, I make sure that I'm with them and give them my full time.
are there any particular industries or startup sector you are very passionate of, you do investment, or how do you de-risk your financials, or maybe, how do you predict your, investment for the future and all?
There are a few startups I have invested in. I am pretty much interested in sports, agri-tech startups as well. I have invested in agri-tech startups. I have invested in Hurdle, which is a sports infra startup, which is doing really well. There are many startups I'm still, evaluating and then look to invest in it. For me, it's always about diversifying my portfolio. But as I mentioned, agri-tech startup is always about making